The planned response section is something that's new in the O-level oral communication exam. Many students have actually told me that they're not sure how to plan. So in this video, we're going to be looking at just that, how to plan your response in the planned response section. Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Cheryl. Welcome back to Chur's English Tuition. In this channel, we bring you mini lessons for secondary school English. If you want to stay on top of your English game, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And turn on your notifications so you never miss out on any of our lessons. And if you find our lessons helpful, please give it a like and also share it with your friends as well. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be covering what the planned response is, the assessment criteria that is used in the O-level exams, and of course, some steps that you will need to help you with your planning. I will also give you some bonus tips as well as an oral comm practice in this video. So let's first look at what is the planned response. The planned response is found in the O-level English Paper 4, which is the oral communication exam. In this section, students plan and deliver a response to a video clip and accompanying prompt. This will all be presented on a computer screen. This section comprises of 15 marks. Students will be assessed on two main criteria. The first one is response. This basically focuses on the student's development and organization of ideas as well as expression of ideas. In order to get the highest band for this criteria, students need to give a well-considered response, which is well-developed and organized. They also need to use a wide range of well-chosen vocabulary and structures. The other assessment criteria focuses more on delivery. However, we're not going to talk about that today because the purpose of this video is to look more at how to plan your response, which is more about the organization of your response. Okay, so let's look at how to plan. I've broken it down into 3 steps. The first is to read and watch. Second, think and make notes. Third, organize and refine. So starting off with read and watch, basically you just need to read the question prompt and watch the video. Now you can watch the video as many times as you want, but do remember that it does eat into your planning time. You're only given 10 minutes in total to plan your entire response. So I would suggest watching the video once through. You can jump to the different parts of the video. So you should spend most of the 10-minute planning time to actually plan, then watch the video. Another thing you should do is to read the question first before you watch the video, so that as you're watching the video, you can mentally prepare yourself and plan for your response already. So as you're watching it, also think about the overall theme of the video. So the theme could be something like education or technology, and you can also ask yourself the 5W 1H questions. Let me give you an example. So for example, you're given a video that shows people in a shopping mall. And the question prompt could be something like this. Does spending a day in a shopping mall appeal to you? Why or why not? So as I watched the video, I would think about the question and I could think about the overall theme and the 5 W's and 1 H. So the theme could be something like shopping. The who, what, and where could be people in this shopping mall walking around, buying things, maybe browsing through things or window shopping. There could be families, teenagers, all the different types of people who are usually found in a shopping mall. To answer the question when, if the video showed that the mall was really crowded and busy, so I could probably assume that this video took place on a weekend. To answer the how or the why questions, I could think of something along the lines of there are many things to do in a mall, like for example to relax. Maybe some people go there to buy things, to meet up with their friends, to catch up with their family, to watch a movie. There are so many things that we could probably do in a shopping mall. So the second step is to think and make notes. What I mean by that is to think about what response you're going to give and any other thoughts you may have and start writing them down. So in a way, it's going to be something like a brainstorm where you're going to put your ideas on paper. Now this can be done while you're watching the video or it can be done after you've finished watching the video. For me personally, I prefer to make notes while I'm watching the video because then I tend to forget my points, so it's better for me to actually write it down. and I don't have to stress about trying to remember it after I finished watching the video. But please be very careful not to overdo this because you don't want to be listing out ideas. So try to write down the more important points that you can use to answer the question prompt. So as you're making your notes, you can use the overall theme of the video and the 5 W's and 1 H to kind of help you to plan your response as well. Now there are many different ways to plan. I'm just going to show you a few of the more common ones. The first one is a mind map. So the mind map will look something like this. I will put my theme right in the middle of the mind map, and then I'll list out my points A and B, or if I have a third point, I could put point C as well. And then after that, you can also have subpoints under each main point. An outline is also pretty straightforward. I would write the theme at the top of the page, and then I'll list out all my main points plus all the subpoints beneath each main point. You can also arrange your points using the peel structure. So again, I'll start off by writing the theme at the top of the page, and then I'll write my main points. And below each point, as subpoints, I would use the E, E, and L. Now I have another video on how to organize your response using the peel structure in oral communication. I will leave a link in the description box below for you. Now the mind map, the outline, and the peel structure, these are just 3 ways of how you can make notes. Of course, there are many different ways, and you may have another way that you find more suitable for yourself. So find the one that you find easiest or best for yourself to use. Going on into step 3, this is where we organize and refine our points. So basically, this is where you're going to decide how to present your points. And you're also going to include some linking or transition words and some vocabulary phrases that you can use for each of these different points. It's good to write it down here because it will help you to remember when and where to actually use those phrases. Now, how you want to present your points depends on the question prompt as well as your overall response. A few ways that you can organize your points is to maybe start off with your strongest point, or you could even go by the order of importance or chronological order. Of course, there are many other ways to organize your response. However, it really depends on the question prompt and your overall response as well. Now, what you can do is to number your points. So let's say I've used the peel structure to note down all my points. After looking through, I realized that point B is a stronger point. So I want to start off with that. So I'm just going to number that number 1. And then I'll put number 2 for point A. So when I'm going to give my response later on, I will know that I'm going to start off with point B first, and then I will continue with point A. And as I mentioned before, you should try to include some keywords, linking words, and vocabulary phrases. So maybe for point B, I want to start off this point by saying contrary to popular belief. And then maybe for point A, I'm going to use furthermore. Also, when I'm giving the explanation, I could probably use some words like ambiance or cozy vibe. So I'm going to add that there in my plan as well. Okay, so those are the 3 steps that you can go through to help you with your planning. Read and watch, think and make notes, organize and refine. So here are a few bonus tips for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. What I've just given you are just general steps that you can follow when planning. However, how you make your notes and organize it overall will depend on yourself. What I would recommend is to try a few different methods first and find the one that suits you best. But what I also recommend is to keep it simple. You don't need to complicate the whole planning process. The next thing you must keep in mind is that you have to be able to speak for up to 2 minutes. So make sure you have enough points, enough expansion on your points so that you can speak for up to 2 minutes. I would recommend planning about 2 to 3 points. Don't go more than that. You're not supposed to be just listing out your ideas. You're supposed to be developing your ideas. And lastly, don't forget to use details from the video where relevant. You're not just watching the video for fun. You're using it to get some ideas for your response itself. Now, the only way to really improve your oral communication is to practice. Unfortunately, there's no other way besides practice. So, of course, there are a few different ways that you can practice. The first one is to record yourself and then listen to yourself after that. You can record yourself using online platforms such as Reverb or Vocaroo, or even just use a recording app on your phone. After that, play it back, listen to it, and think about things that you have done well that you can continue doing, and also things that you can improve on. Now, another way you can do this is record yourself and get others to listen to you. So it could be your friends, your family, your teachers, your tutors. Because it's always good to get feedback from an external source, so you get to hear a different point of view as well. Now, we are conducting some oral communication exam prep sessions. If you're interested, what you can do is to subscribe to our newsletter in order to get more information and notification about when our exam prep sessions will be coming up. Okay, so now, final thing, I have an oral comm practice for you. What I want you to do is kind of put yourself in an exam condition. That means I want you to time yourself. Give yourself 10 minutes to watch the video and plan your response using the 3 steps that I talked about today. And finally, share your responses or your ideas or your points in the comment box below as well. I'd really love to hear some of the ideas that you have come up with. So that's all for today's lesson. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Most importantly, please leave a comment below if you have any questions about the lesson, and also feel free to send us your video requests as well. See you in the next one. Bye!